Hey, Slappy Butternuts. Thanks for the sub, Slappy. You know what? I'm going to call up Ron right now and ask him. Ask Ron, is Billy gay or straight? Ron would know. I'm going to. Ron is the director, producer of Lords of the Locker Room. I'm gonna call, okay? You guys, my real name might leak, okay? So I don't care if you guys know my real name or not. I don't give a fuck. What the hell's going on here? I'm ready to die anyway, so what the fuck? My fingers all okay, I'm gonna call up Ron Sexton to see.
As we can.
Did you finally raisin? Is this why you are leaking your real name?
Hold on. Ron, is it you really? Guess what? I am here live streaming on Twitch on Billy's birthday. So I'm trying to figure out, is he straight, bi, or gay for pay? You mind if I put you on speakerphone, Ron? Okay, hold on. Let me put you on speakerphone. This is Ron Sexton, everyone.
Hello.
Yes. So what is he? I didn't hear the last part.
What's that?
Is he like straight or bi?
That's a good question. I honestly never asked. You'd have to be at least a little bit bi, wouldn't you think, to do the stuff that he did. My first impression of him was that he was 100% gay for pay.
Yeah. Well, I work with a lot of straight guys, so completely straight. So I can see how can someone be straight and do it.
Personal life, he was 100% with women.
Yes. And what is it like working with him?
Well, he was a very interesting. He was really interesting. I remember the first time that he came by our office. We were on Hollywood in La Brea, in the Hollywood Entertainment Plaza.
As we can.
The building had Miramax, Sound Deluxe, as tenants taking up entire floors. We had the 10th floor. And I remembered him arriving, and I went down to the lobby to greet him, to meet him. And when the man walked into the building, when he walked into the lobby, it's as if time stopped. Everyone stopped in their tracks and looked at this god walk through the door. He rode up on his motorcycle, parked his motorcycle out on the street, and he walked in. And I remember the security guard, because I was paying attention to the security guard who sat at this big desk that was by the entrance. And she got up out of her chair, she put her two hands down on the desk, leaned forward with her mouth hanging open as she slowly moved her head from left to right as he passed by. Everybody was doing it. And I remember when he walked in, I was in awe. I was like, oh my God, if he's not the most beautiful man that I have ever seen. He was wearing like a tank top, a black tank top. He was wearing stretch jeans that were like tight from his ankles to his waist. His hair was gorgeous. He was stunning. The man was absolutely stunning. I was in awe, and we went up to my office. We sat. We had a wonderful conversation. He knew how to work it. He knew exactly what he was doing. And working with him, well, we booked him to do a shoot. He he worked. I had a PA. PA was Michael Branson, who was a porn boy, and Michael took an absolute liking to Billy, and Billy absolutely liked Michael, and wanted private time with Michael to get ready for his shoot. He was wonderful to work with. Yeah, and he is the single most expensive model that we ever hired. I paid him more money. I paid him more than I would have paid 15 people together.
Wow.
Yeah, you remember when you did
Lords of Lockerroom?
Lords of the Lockerroom? Yeah, when you did Lords of the Lockerroom, we had booked him. At that point, we had booked him because the first shoot that he didn't do anything. He just did a solo, and then Shishi LaRue somehow got her hooks, her meat hooks into him, and he agreed to do a fuck scene for her. And I thought, huh? Why are you doing a fuck scene for Shishi LaRue when you worked with us first and you only did a solo for us? Said, well, she was paying him a pile of money. Actually, it was All Worlds that was paying him a pile of money, and he threw out a figure, and I said, you know what? Yes, we'll do that. And we paid him that amount of money to do Lords of the Lockerroom, where he did, I think it was 2 or 3 scenes, but he only did the one fuck scene, which was absolutely incredible. Yeah, the fuck scene was with, he did the fuck scene with, which model did he do it with?
Oh, some blonde boy, some young blonde, yeah, some twink guy.
Yeah, because I know.
Hold on, I have a box right here. Hold on, Ron, I have a box right here. I can't hold up the box because I might get in trouble. Let me.
Oh, depending on where you are, yeah.
I can't read. Nick Steele.
Nick Steele, that's right. Oh,
Yes.
Nick Steele was gorgeous too.
He's what?
Nick Steele was gorgeous as well.
Oh yes.
Nick Steele had the most ridiculous butt I've ever seen.
Now I have a complaint, Ron. Okay, I love Lords of the Lockerroom, and then you got me all worked up with Billy and Mark Wolf charging at each other at the end.
Well, come on, you gotta give that to creative genius.
Yeah, but that is like the biggest cock tease. We're like, oh my God, I'm screaming, and then it's the end.
Yeah, well, how far am I able to go? And Mark Wolf never did anything. That
Wait.
was Mark Wolf.
As
only
we
ever did
can.
solos.
Van Pat.
Never touched another guy, but Mark Wolf was one of the biggest stars that there was. When he did his touring, he has sold out clubs. The man was in absolute demand, and it was a fantasy. The whole thing was a fantasy. I took a lot of heat for that, but it was a complete fantasy, and I thought, what a way to end it, because I made these things up as I went along. There was no script. I made these things up as I went along. It was in my head, and we directed it out, went, okay. And at the end of that, I thought, okay, you know what? You beat Mark Wolf. You're this towering god. Mark Wolf is a god as well. Mark Wolf is going to be down and out on the mat. You're going to go over to your locker. You're going to pull out your kit. You're going to grab a condom. You're going to rip it. You're going to slowly walk over to him. That the camera is looking at Mark Wolf flat on the mat. And you're walking up behind him. You pick him up by the hips. You've got the condom on. You kneel down, and you go in, zoom in on Mark Wolf's face as we go to black. Hey, I did it first. The Sopranos did it.
Now, Ron, I was there. You could have used me as a stunt butt.
Yeah. Well, that I don't know if I would have had Mr. Wolf's permission to pretend that he was getting plowed. But hey, we got Billy Herrington plowing Nick Steele, which was quite beautiful in itself.
Now, I have a question, Ron. How do you feel about, how many years ago, 20 years already? And Lords of the Lockerroom, it's become like a cultural phenomenon, and it's all over YouTube. What do you think about that?
Well, snippets of it are all over YouTube.
Yes, yes.
Which I don't, I'm amazed, and I'm amazed at what the Japanese have done with the Japanese fans have done with taking the video and doing all these special effects to it. That with you and with Billy, where they've done like this quasi animation type thing, where it's back and forth and special colors and totally jazzed up, bedazzled, let's call it. I'm thrilled. There's a couple movies that I've produced over the years that are to this day, I look at them and go, wow. Wow, we actually produced that. That's quite amazing. Lords of the Lockerroom is one of them. Lords of the Lockerroom was everything was perfect. The stars were all in the right in alignment, and the planets were in the right place, and the whole thing just came together with the right people and the right attitude. Our sets were always, you can vouch for that. Our sets were always very low key and friendly. There was no pressure. We didn't ever have anybody do anything that they weren't comfortable with doing. Everything was planned out ahead of time. It's still to this day. We have it up on our VOD systems and on our TV systems, and we have it on our Max on-demand system. And every month, it sells. It sells, and people are still ordering DVDs.
Now this is on your Can-Am website.
Correct.
Yes.
And we have Can-Am TV, can-am.tv, which plays by the minute. Then there's can-am max.com, which there's video on demand for streaming or downloading. We've tried to stay ahead of the times with technology, that we offer all of the different wonderful features that people are looking for to be able to watch content on their home TVs and their phones and their computers and whatever else it is that people watch their porn on these days.
Wow, that's fantastic, Ron. You were saying about the Japanese was doing that. Do you know that, that was like 10, 20 years ago? And then just recently, within the past 5 years, the Chinese took over. And then now the Russians, it's like countries are like taking over one at a time. And they're dominating, these clips. Right now, it's, China is doing it on Bilibili website, on their Chinese platform. And the Russians are doing it. And this is all current, by the way. This is not a long time ago. This is happening right now on their vk.com Russian. So, it's still freaking current. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's I only wish that at the time that we did it, that technology would have been different, that we would have been able to have gone it in high definition or in 4K, like what we shoot everything these days in, because then we would have had better options. But because it was shot in Betacam, there's only so much that you can do with the quality of the video. But we still have all the camera masters, and I was toying with the idea because we have tons and tons of footage that has never seen the light of day, because at that time a V8 or we were editing everything in Betacam, so a Betacam tape was a 90-minute tape, so we would always edit to 90 minutes. Even if we had 100 minutes or 120 minutes or 150 minutes worth of content, we would edit down and get to 90 minutes to make it simple for duplicating. So there's lots of footage that was never used that would be interesting as a behind-the-scenes type thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've been contemplating the thought of going back to all the camera masters, digitizing them, and then taking another look at them, like we did for one of our Zeus titles. Michael Daddy Zeus produced these two titles called Steel Dungeon 1 and Steel Dungeon 2, which were absolutely mind-boggling.
I have that. I have the CDs. Yeah, the DVDs.
I did camera on those. I was a cameraman on those 2 shoots, and we went back because when Michael would edit, he would edit very tight because he always wanted to keep his movies down to 60 minutes. But they would shoot like 6-7 hours worth of content with multiple cameras. So we recently went back and re-edited them, and then we sat down with a couple of the people that were on the movie with Michael, myself, and we did a director's cut where we did an audio track talking about the movie. You know how they sometimes do in Hollywood?
Yes.
You can on the audio track and you hear the behind the scenes chatter about what happened and what it was like.
As we
And
can.
I was thinking, that could be fun to do on something like Lords of the Lockerroom and several of the other titles that we have that were really, really big. That it would be fun to get like yourself, myself, anybody else who might be available to get them together and just sit and as we're watching the re-edit of the movie to just talk about the movie and the experience and whatnot. I think that people would enjoy that, and we could put that up as a VOD, something on demand that people could watch.
Oh my God, yes, I'm there. Let me know. I think I'm not sure. Was it my first porn I ever made? I'm not quite sure. Was that I don't know if I did you first or Titan first, but it's either you.
You did us first.
Oh, so that's. Oh my God.
Because I remember that I found you somewhere, and I remember communicating with you, and I thought, this guy's got a lot of attitude. You had so much stuff going for you. You had your live shows, you had all your stuff happening, and I remember talking to you on the phone, and you said, yeah, I'll come by, and I thought, he's never going to show up. Why would this guy come and do our movie? And when you showed up, I was like, okay, he's not going to last the first hour. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, and you're going to look at me and go, not happening, buddy. I'm out of here. Because you really had that persona, that tough as nails.
That fuck you attitude.
Yeah, exactly. It was like I was expecting you to tell me, go fuck yourself. I'm out of here. But when you cooperated and you did, I was amazed. I remember telling Matthew, who was directing as well, saying, I'm thrilled that you're still here because you add such an incredible flavor to the movie. Like the whole attitude that and you came with all your own gear.
Yes, my own gear. All that is mine. Yes.
All of your own stuff. And it was like perfect. Remember the first scene in the locker room where you walk into the locker room and you have all your leathers on, and Mark Wolf looks at you and go,
well,
the sex club's down the road, buddy.
Ron, you know that scene. It's become iconic. People are reenacting that on YouTube. There's thousands and thousands of kids in China and Russia and Japan are reenacting that scene. Like kids in school are doing it, and they're posting it on YouTube. So, but Ron, just so you know, I because you're right, I had a lot going on so that was my first one. I learned something new every day. So that's my first porn video. Is Lords of the Lockerroom, and and that's you're right because I had a lot of performance art, performance stage stuff going on. I do live show performance art stuff, and then you contacted me. But I have to confess, the reason I did that is because I told myself that I was going to make 3 porn videos, and because I figured that it would take me 3 porn videos to be on the set to learn everything there is to know about the business. So once I did that, then I start making, I start learning the craft by being on the set 3 times.
Yeah, well, you did very, very well and you picked the right one because when you came onto our set, we actually had a studio, we had a studio.
It's amazing set. It's a beautiful building.
Yeah, we had lighting, we had equipment, we had cameras, we had tripods, we had everything that everything that was needed to build a set and whatnot. So when you came on, and then how did you meet? How did I introduce you to Daddy Zeus? When did that happen?
God, yeah, that's I don't remember.
We're living together at that time.
That beautiful house too. Oh my God, it's a mansion. It's a freaking mansion. I say someday, that will be
5 stories with an elevator.
Oh my God, it has an elevator. Yeah, I don't remember how. That I ran into Daddy Zeus.
Michael would have seen you, and Michael would have said to me, "I want to meet this guy."
I think maybe we met him at some kind of dungeon party, maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
But I remember the love affair between Michael and you.
Oh my God, yeah.
Michael was always the first person too happy to help you with any of your movies, to give you guidance and to be there if you needed somebody to be there to assist. Yeah.
Well, but Daddy Zeus is he's totally giving and totally real, and that's what I learned from him, and that's what I pass on by being giving too, and just being real. I'm getting emotional right now, but I learned so much from Daddy Zeus, especially those hands video. I study those, frame by frame, minute by minute. How hard does he hit? He knows how to take somebody up to just about when they're just getting ready to quit. I can tell.
His stuff was real.
Yes, I can tell.
His stuff was real. Like I did camera when I moved to Los Angeles from Toronto back in 1992. I was doing a lot of Michael's camera, and I was gladly doing it. But Michael was doing his once a month video release, because Zeus Studios released a video every month, and I did camera for him down at the Zeus loft, which was downtown Los Angeles, and it was real. Like when he was flogging somebody or whipping somebody or tying them up or whatever, it was real. There was no fakeness to it. When he flogged someone, he took them to the edge of their sanity.
Ron, you don't have to tell me. I've been on that end.
Yeah, but he knew what he was doing. And like there were countless times where the talent, the model that he would bring in and that he was working with would break down and just start sobbing, and all of that stuff never made it to the video because that's not part of the video, but it was real that they would start sobbing and just uncontrollable, but when they left they were on a high. He never had anybody leave and go, "You fucker, what have you done to me?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh my God, I'm in love with you."
It's complete trust. I mean, that's what I also learned too. You be authentic, and they trust you. And that's I learned all of that from DZ. Daddy. God damn it, I miss these people.
Yeah, I do too.
So today's Billy's birthday, and everybody in the community is like, Van, you gotta stream, you gotta say happy birthday to him. So there's still a lot of love going on.
He'd appreciate that.
Well, you know what? I am over the moon that you wanna chat and say hello, and God, you bring me back so many memory. So I didn't know that was my first porn video.
Yeah, hopefully all good.
And when you're ready to do the extended version, I'm happy to sit down. When you're ready, I'll go down that memory lane with you, Ron.
Lovely. I look forward to it.
Thank you so much. Love you much, Ron.
Love you too. Take care.
Okay, take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. This is too much. Too much one day. Too much one day. Holy crap. he's a wonderful guy, Ron. He's very real. We've been friends for years. We learned a lot, didn't we? I forgot that was my first video. That was my first.